talk about these black men actually being in these black men's life. You know what I mean? If you are not raised with a father in your home or a stepfather in your home or an uncle or a granddad or just a friend of the family who is showing you and leading you by example of to how to treat women or people or just common sense thoughts of how to love on an individual, if you wasn't raised off love, you will not know how to love. If
I'm at somebody's cookout and you done made me some canned green beans, bitch, I'm offended.
Look at me,
because
that
know.
You know that juice.
You know what's the worst?
Ooh, you know that juice.
Some boxed mashed potatoes. You ever had?
Oh my God, no, you can definitely. I know people.
I will fight you for that.
I know people who love.
Don't you waste my time.
That's different.
They're disgusting.
All that stuff, you can tell it.
I can tell it. It tastes like cardboard.
But you're not a cook. When you a chef, you know. Because we going to be chefs. We're going to be chefs in that company. August, we going to be chefs. When you chefs, you chef it up. Like,
when you chefs, you guys
when you chefs, you chefs it up.
Edit that out, Tyson. Thanks.
Edit that out.
Get rid of it. When
don't edit it. Don't edit it.
Chef it up with a drunk ass.
You chef it up. Period. I'm not going to try. Don't edit that out. I said what I said.
That's going on a blooper reel.
And that's that on that.
Just go and
you chef it up.
Just shut her down.
Welcome to another episode of Talk That Talk podcast. I am Gaylon Hughes Jr., better known as your credit expert, also known as the president of 3E Management Solutions, and of course, your host of Talk That Talk podcast. And today, I have two black queens in the building, two phenomenal mothers, also two of Toledo, Ohio's well-known fitness trainers at Total Circuit Fitness Gym, the owners of Queen Body Fitness and also Amanda the Trainer clothing brands, and two of the most intellectual women that I've ever encountered for sure. Today, I welcome my girls, Amanda Davis and also Alisa Fletcher. Ladies, how we doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, excited to be here.
That was a whole lot. I don't know if I can stand up to what you're talking about.
That's pressure right there.
Yes, I gotta welcome them.
That was pressure.
Come on, let's go. And we gonna start off real spicy. From Alisa's Facebook page, it was a hilarious quote that I saw. Quotations from Alisa. She go, "Oh, I thought a chick who ass and legs don't match up." Or I thought, I thought a chick who had ass and legs that don't match said something. Now, this brings me to a huge point that I find hilarious. I find hilarious. Plastic surgery and the psyche behind women who get it. What are your thoughts behind that of people, and this is not a derogatory way, just in general, for women who do get plastic surgery and people that don't go through the process of working out, what are your thoughts on that? Both of you.
Okay, well, since I'm the one who said it.
You got to own up to it.
My thought on surgery is, by all means, ladies, I am here to uplift queens. If you feel like you want to get surgery, get it.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you're going to have to work out. You have to maintain it. Before you get the surgery, after you get the surgery, you got to maintain it. There's no way that you're going to be able to keep it up and be consistent and look that way forever just because you have surgery. You're going to get older. Your muscles are going to get weaker. Your body is going to start to sag. Your skin will not be the same. Like, you're either going to have to get surgery again and be botched up, or you're going to have to work out and, keep it up. Simple.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really think there's a whole lot wrong with it, but I can honestly say that I don't understand it. It's not something that I can relate to.
I was going to say, what
just
do you
because it's not something that I would ever do.
Right.
So, I don't want to say it's a situation where you may not love yourself as much, because that's not fair. I don't know exactly what goes through somebody's mind. I think that's one of the biggest points about it. Yeah, I don't know what goes through somebody's mind who does that. But for me personally, I worked very hard to get my body to where it is, and it's still not perfect.
Talk to talk.
And I'm a realist, and I understand that no matter how hard I work, no matter what I do, no matter how much money I spend on my body, it will still never be perfect.
Correct.
So for me, I'm also not that willing to spend thousands of dollars for something that I ain't really gonna get what I want out of it,
for sure,
I just don't see the worth in it. There's no value in it for me. But to each his own. Do your thing. But I just don't understand it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that was gonna be my next question. So before being a trainer, was it ever a thought that you guys would attempt plastic surgery in your journeys?
I wouldn't say that I attempted to get plastic surgery, and I can speak for Amanda in this way too. Like, we just weren't raised that way. It wasn't something that we saw all the time. It wasn't something that the people that we grew up around were doing. The stars that we idolized didn't do that. The people who we thought were somebody wasn't walking around with surgery or had like these bodies that they just bought. Like, everybody that we know like created what they had going on. Like, bodybuilding and working out was just up and coming when we were growing up. So that's what we kind of idolized, not the assumption of creating this body that you can purchase.
The Instagram models.
So we didn't think like, oh, we just gonna buy our body. No.
And I also feel like, Lisa and I both were always really small, like, individuals. So I think it's before getting into fitness, we were both really tiny. Yeah. So I think it's a little bit different from somebody going from bigger to smaller than someone going from smaller to maybe curvier. I think it's a different mindset there.
Yeah. But look, my drink getting littler and littler.
And we Tyson, one question in.
Tyson, go get the Remy.
Go get the Remy. Did you say that loud enough in the mic?
Tyson, get the Remy, man.
Go get the Remy.
Hey, Tyson, put the Remy right beside it, man.
Right here.
Yeah, just put it.
Remy.
Just put it like there on the table. Don't do that. Don't put it on the table. Your mom will kill us.
I know she is. Oh my God.
She can be like, Lisa, you ain't my daughter, but God damn it, I'm about to whoop your ass.
Period.
Who told you to bring the damn Remy to the damn table?
And I'm acting like I ain't hear
in the damn gym.
In the damn gym.
In the damn.
Told you to bring the damn Remy in the damn
for
table.
real.
To the damn gym.
Advice to the women who are contemplating between getting surgery and doing the old-fashioned way of working for it, as far as working out and getting a diet right. Which one would you choose? Between the both of you?
I just think people need to be more informed, even though the surgery may feel like the quick fix.
Right.
And it will be the quick fix. Not only is it probably going to cost you more in the long run, but you just have to be aware that it's not going to be the end all tell all. Right. You can't just get the surgery and then just go about your life. It's not going to stay that way.
Right.
So like as Lisa said earlier, you still have to work out, you still have to maintain it, you're still going to end up paying that money for a gym or for fitness equipment. Right. So why not? I mean, I'm not going to say that, but in my opinion, why not just do that up front and,
And don't get me wrong, like, I am.
Jesus Christ. Come on, I did. Come on, keep going.
On you?
Yep, I spent it on me. Come on, keep going. Keep going.
I don't even know what to say now.
Jesus, if it ain't a million bloopers in this goddamn
That's
podcast.
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
Okay, so.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Hello.
What I was gonna say is that I feel like long as you keep up with yourself and you do the things that you need to do, by all means, I'm very big on body. I'm very visual. I am probably my worst critic, and I know I go dumb crazy in the gym, and I work out literally 7 days a week. Like, it's rare that I take breaks. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, y'all see, I can't walk right now. My legs hurt. But anywho, I feel like if I'm really critical about myself, feel free to feel critical about yourself. Like, if you feel like you want to get surgery, if you feel like you want to get something done to your body, get it, do it. Get your boobs bigger, get your butt bigger, snatch that waist, do what you feel like you need to do to make yourself feel better. But keep in mind, you have to maintain this, because if you do not maintain it, you're gonna look worse than you did before you got it. And the person you was trying to impress, even if it was you that you was trying to impress, you're gonna be very disappointed in yourself, and you are not going to be impressed if you do not keep it up.
$1,000 less richer.
And you're gonna be sloppy and broke.
Sloppy and broke. And not to mention though, like, first of all, I don't even like hospitals. I don't like doctors. I don't like needles. I don't like modern medicine. So for me, I think about, like, and me and Lisa were talking about this earlier, do you have a aunt or a grandmother or your mom's grandmother who's had surgery?
Yeah.
You don't know none.
Yeah, I do. My grandmother.
Your grandmother had like body reconstruction.
Oh no, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. No.
Oh, you talking about body surgery? Oh,
body surgery.
Hell no.
And that's the thing. I think about the long-term effects of that, and I feel like it hasn't been around long enough for us to know what that's going to look like or do to us as you get older.
You don't know anybody right now in their 60s and 70s.
I swear to God.
This is still young.
You may have some boob jobs, but as far as like
and you have seen those malfunction.
Yeah.
You have seen those malfunction in those 50, those 60, those 70-year-old women. And if you can see boob jobs malfunction over the period of time that people have been getting them, and don't get me wrong, they have improved that. Now they have perfected the boob, and there's so many people who have.
And if they titties ain't sagging, the skin is sagging. It ain't right.
Exactly.
That's not a good sight.
I do not know anyone 99 years old right now.
My grandmother didn't have surgery.
Who has some type of reconstructive surgery that I can know, you know what, in the long run, that's going to be a success. I'm a rock with it.
So that literally scares me because I don't know what that's going to look like in the long run. You know, I know what it looks like now, and it may be all cool and dandy now. And even then, I have a few thoughts on the now as well. But, you know, in the long run, it definitely, we don't know.
Right.
So I would never trust it. I don't trust my life. I don't trust my life to be in the hands of a surgeon like that when it's such a new concept.
Of course.
Yeah.
What made both of you become an actual trainer?
For me, so one of my close friends that I've been friends with since elementary school, her name is Shanika Kennard. Shout out to her.
Okay.
So I started in fitness. Well, first of all, I've always been an athlete, right? So I was an athlete my entire life from elementary school through high school, through college. I went on to a college scholarship for track and field.
This is so crazy. I was about to ask you, did you run track and field? You look like one.
And can't nobody beat me to this day.
What you run? What did you do?
Just know that.
Can
you make sure that's in the car?
Don't listen to her, y'all.
Tell Alisa to show y'all the video of me dusting her out front.
She dusted me 2 feet in front of me. She had one, two.
Nobody remembers second best.
That was baby steps, and it's only because she took off before me. I don't care.
Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you last, sis. No, but
she might be faster.
So yeah, I ran.
That hoe ain't stronger. And that's
and them is facts. She's stronger than me. I give you that. I would definitely admit that. Yeah, you can't win them all. But no, so I ran track in high school and college. I went to college at Siena Heights University. I ran the 200, the 400, the hurdles, 300 or 400 hurdles in college actually, 4x2, 4x4. I loved it. So for me, working out was second nature. You know. It was never something that was a struggle for me, just from working out to stay in shape for track. You know, it kind of transitioned over. Shanika had contacted me. Actually, she had did a party for me, a pole fitness party. So that's how, I know it sounds freaky, but it's not.
No. I wasn't going there.
Yeah, it's not like that.
How I can,
right. Right. So she had contacted me. Well, she did a party for me. She was doing at the time mobile pole parties. Okay. And so she'd come to your location and you invite all your friends. You have a big party. And so after that, she saw that I was just naturally strong. I had no real skills on the pole. I didn't know anything about it, but I could hold myself up. I could do flips. I could do everything. And so from there, she kind of contacted me about helping her do mobile pole parties. So me, her, and another of my friends, Chanel Austin, we started doing mobile pole parties around the city just for bachelorette parties, for birthday parties, girls' night out, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was like that. It was like that. You know, it was the weirdest thing ever that I had ever done. Because you'd go into somebody's house, you know, with like a pole set up, and all the girls would be sitting around drunk, and most of them being like lingerie maybe or something like that. It'd be just like a weird vibe. But it was cool. And from then on, she opened up a gym just for pole. And I said, you know what? How about we add this little, you know, piece of fitness to the whole thing. Right. And it wasn't a lot of space, but we started offering like fitness classes, and from then on, you know, it just kind of flourished. So, you know, I'm in my natural like zone, I guess you can say. Yeah, I love it.
For sure.
And I mean, I guess for me, our stories are different, but they're kind of similar.
I'm gonna throw Alisa on the bus. She was so caught up on this is so personal. So she don't give y'all the personal.
I'm gonna let y'all know if it ain't real.
Yep.
Period.
Hello. Yep. I agree.
Well, actually, like I said, our stories are similar, but they're quite different. Also, I was not an athlete growing up.
She was a cheerleader.
I was a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader when I was in high school.
No, it's not. Galen, don't do that.
Whoa, sis. Back up. Whoa.
Cheerleaders are not athletes.
No, hear me. And this
Fight
is the reason
me.
why.
Listen, y'all. Being a cheerleader is very well a sport. It is definitely an athlete. You are definitely an athlete when you are a cheerleader. Sit down, sis. But you are definitely. Shout out to all my cheerleaders out there. Period. All my girls, they know I love them.
Yes.
Whatever. Did you? Period. Bulldogs.
Not the spirit
For sure.
Shout out to Central Catholic Fighting Irish. Okay, go ahead.
Girl, go.
Wait, you graduated?
Central all day.
Period.
Central Catholic Fighting Irish. Central Catholic Fighting Irish.
Black Lives Matter.
Period. Can't nobody beat me in a sprint. Period.
Gee,
I ain't got that card. Oh my God.
Black Lives Matter.
That's a deeper, darker.
That's another conversation for another time.
I'm gonna take it there since you would have come over.
Some of the most serious supporters I've seen of the Black Lives Matter movement have been some of my white friends. If I can be honest with you.
Oh, and I'm not gonna lie,
they have been going hard. Shout out to y'all, man.
They have been.
Shout out to y'all. But go ahead. Sorry.
People from Central Catholic.
Yeah, they've been doing it, man. But go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I agree.
Where was we at?
We talking about the origin of being a
why?
Oh, okay. Anywho, y'all just took me all off.
Come on.
But anywho, like I said, I was not like a natural athlete. I did not play basketball. I did run track for a small period of time when I was in like junior high, but like just being an athletic person was like not like I'm strong and I can do some creative things, but like playing a sport is really not my like thing. Right. Like if right now ask me to play volleyball, ask me to.
She would come do it, but she ain't gonna really.
And I'm probably gonna be
strong. She might be fast.
The ball the whole time. Like I'm strong, insane, I'm fast, but I am like not
totally different when
like that. Yeah.
No, I do. I really do.
But I will like. If they had football for women here, I'd definitely be on the team. Like that's
so ironic.
Oh my God!
Because you're saying that you're not the most athletic person.
I know, but I am the most competitive person.
No, for sure.
For sure, I am the most competitive person. I like to hit and I like to be strong.
I think you would have been a great athlete though.
Yeah,
because all it takes is that competitive edge.
And that one switch to go, I am athletic, but I ain't tapped into it.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
So I think you're still athletic. You just may not have like participated in organized sports. That's different.
Okay.
Or tapped into it at that point because
and we were very competitive.
No, listen to me. I have cousins who have
look at me. You see me?
I had cheerleaders. I had cousins who were cheerleaders.
Oh my God!
But they didn't participate.
We're not
in
going
any
to.
other sports.
We are not.
However,
I'm just. We have competitive cheer.
Yeah,
we have tumbling
that
cheer.
That is so cute.
We have.
It's adorable. Oh my God, that's so cute. And your little skirts.
Anytime you call it a sport Q, it's not a sport. I'm gonna say that. So we're going to the next point.
Hater. Anyway, we are off it. We off it, y'all.
Yeah, we off
Galen,
it.
come
the
on.
reason why I got into fitness is because where we was going to begin with.
Okay.
I was just in the space in my life where I was going through difficult times of trying to find myself. And in the time that I was trying to find myself and what I really wanted to do and really wanted to become, I started going running. And I would just go running like by myself for like miles and like just anywhere in any neighborhood where I obviously felt safe. I would go running for miles. And I didn't do it because I felt like, oh, I'm about to work out to get my body away. I did it really to more so clear my mind from situations that I was in to try to, overcome them and try to build into something else. And in the process, I just saw my body changing. I saw my body developing. I saw muscles that I didn't have, and literally that's all it takes.
I'm telling you.
So at the time when I was figuring that type of stuff out, I was dating a guy who was really into fitness, and he was like, "Dang, I watch you every day. Get up, you go running at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. You come back in here, you doing push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups. Like, why you don't work out at the gym?" And I was looking like, first of all, I'm not about to pay for that. Like,
right.
Yep.
But he was like, you know what, I'm about to get you a membership or whatever like that for where you can keep it if you want to. You don't gotta keep it, but I just want you to go to the gym and try it out. I went to the gym. And I was in that mug walking in circles. Like, literally, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to contact or who to talk to. And I just started doing my own thing. Like, I didn't YouTube nothing. I just literally went in there, saw the equipment, and started doing whatever I felt was natural to me. And it just started flowing. While I was there, I ran into Shanika Kennard.
Come on.
And I went to high school with her. And she was like a salesperson there or whatever. She was like into sales, and she saw me working out, and she was like, she came up to me like, hey girl, what's up? We chopped it about high school and different things like that, and she was just like, I'm about to open up a gym. And I was like,
I remember when you came over.
And she was like, if I open up a gym, you think that you could be a trainer? I'm like, no. Like, I barely know how to work myself out. Like, I really don't know what I'm doing. And she was like, no, you be doing such a good job. I'll be watching you. Like, you a dog at what you do. Like, you should really think it and consider it. And I was just like, no. She like, Lisa, we going to get this package. We going to do this group personal session, like this group like certification or whatever. And you're going to study for it. And when you get certified, you come to train in my gym. Like, I'm opening up a gym and you coming. And I was just like, okay, whatever.
Shanika had an eye for good trainers.
She has.
Going with the flow.
By the way,
she's still one of the most. Yeah, she's serious.
The best, most energetic, lit live trainer I've ever met in my entire life. She has no turn off button. Her switch is always on.
No, seriously.
And when it's on 100% all the time. It's never on 99. It's on 100% all the time. So shout out to her though, because she really brung. She was a game changer for me at this point.
Yeah, for me too.
And also, me and Mandy had already been knowing each other for years before that, just working at each other in different like retail stores. So for me to come over to the gym and she was already there, that just kind of made like fitness even more comfortable. It made fitness even feel even more real. So it was, and we've been following each other into gyms since then.
It's so weird, but yes, we have been.
No worries.
We'll talk about that later. I know we are.
Later. Don't even worry. Hello. We gonna get there. No, I noticed that though. No, and from a personal perspective, what I've noticed is for myself is I'll be lying through my teeth if I want to say I have good genes. My dad and my mom, specifically my dad.
Shout out to G.
He don't like. I remember he told me a story where he only worked out from. He didn't start working until he was I think 27, 28, and from 28 to 30, and then from 28 to 30 he gained I think 50 to 70 pounds of muscle. So what's funny is when I was at the University of Cincinnati from I went there at age of 19 to age of 20, and then from 20 to 21, that summer from me going to 20 to 21, my birthday is October 27th. From July of that year to October of that year, it's only August, September. That's 3 months. I gained 55 pounds of muscle, and I've never worked out in my life. Fam, when I saw that, just how y'all saw when you was like,
when you start to see those changes, you get addicted. You're just like, oh my god,
it's one of the most addictive. It's one of the most addictive drugs I've ever seen.
That's
in my
what
life.
keeps me more. That's what keeps me going.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So, when you are blessed with the things that you can do, please don't stop, because you never know what could be at the end of that tunnel. Or going to be at the end of that light for sure. So we're going to get into the next point. Children surviving in this world with strong black women as their mothers. I think that one of the things that people don't notice is, I was just telling them before camera, people think me coming on these interviews, they think I do such a thesis or scientific research paper length worth of studying. I literally go through y'all Instagrams and Facebook and go, okay, this is what I know.
Stop.
On top of stop it.
Stalk much?
Stop it. But on top of, I mean, obviously I shoot text my mom and dad because y'all in the same gym. But before that, I mean, I was just literally going through y'all Instagrams and Facebooks, and I just get certain points here and there. But I think one of the biggest things that I got from y'all was y'all really love y'all sons.
Oh my god!
I
love my baby.
I just got to chill in my soul.
I know, that is
it was
my
like
heart.
a chill right there.
It's one of the most beautiful things. I swear to God, I was just telling my wife this. I was like, bro, like, I mean, I got a stepson. We already talked about this, but having your own kid is It's different.
It definitely
inexplainable.
Definitely is.
I can never get on this podcast.
You can never find the words to make it make sense.
Correct.
It's an outer body
experience. It's so
experience.
heartwarming.
Yeah.
No, I swear for because I get on Alisa page, she hilarious. I'm like, okay, I got a million quotes that I can pull from. But I get on the Meta page, I'm like, okay, because she stopped talking about her son.
I love my baby.
But in a good way. I'm laughing. I'm like, where
he's
can I
so
get some?
spoiled, but he deserves it. That's my heart.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, I got a teenager. And he drive me crazy. Okay. Period.
No, for real. And I was like, man, I'm going through these 2 pages, and it's the same person, but it's polar opposites. It's like Amanda is like my child, and then Alisa's like my brand. Y'all better go get that. This is what it is, et cetera, et cetera. So I asked y'all to say this. In the climate of society right now, what are some parental guidance that y'all gave to y'all children to fight things such as racism, systematic struggles, or starting at the bottom of the totem pole? Because as black men, we and women, we always at the bottom of the totem pole, whether we know it or not.
Yeah. So, and I'll start if that's okay with you. I'm sorry. I just started talking.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So think about when you were in school, and for me, my son's only 6, so I still have a little bit of time. Hopefully, I guess you never know, but I still have a little bit of time before he comes into contact with, I guess I'll say, the whole police brutality kind of thing.
Correct.
I've had that conversation just in brief, but let's talk about just, him being in school, and think about when you guys were in elementary school, how many black teachers did you have?
Probably. I didn't have, actually.
Not very many. You know what I mean? So not very many.
Well, no, I had one. My principal was actually black, and then I had one black teacher.
I was about to say, please don't count gym teachers. I didn't have
my black teacher, my gym teacher was black.
So when you put that into perspective, and for instance, for me and my son, when he'll go to school and he'll get in trouble for things, and this is probably not the best advice, but me and his dad agreed that, and it's just how we were raised, and it may be a cultural thing, which I really think it is. If somebody put their hands on you, you hit their ass back.
Of course. What are we talking about?
We're not gonna play those games at all, right? No. And so even at 5 or 6, and if you don't hit them back, guess what's gonna happen when you get home? You in trouble. Now you in trouble, right?
So you think you're gonna let that be okay?
No.
So which ass whooping would you rather take? That one or
mine?
Exactly.
Right. Mine and your dad's. So we both gonna be mad at you.
Exactly.
So for instance, he'd get in trouble at school, and his teacher would kind of tell us a kid took, hit Gregory, and Gregory hit the kid back, and he said, my mommy and my daddy said, and I'm like, absolutely right.
As you should.
That's just how it is. But I feel like that's not necessarily a racist thing, but more so a cultural thing.
Of course.
And I always have to tell my son, I said, nobody is going to love you as much as mommy and daddy. So when you get out into this world, you can't expect everybody else to treat you the same, because they're not going to.
For sure.
So, when you do get out there and you do decide that you want to, fight back, just know that there are consequences. Mommy and daddy will always have your back. We will always be there for you.
Yep.
But you may have to face consequences from people that don't love you as much as we do.
Of course.
So, that's the best I can do at 6. As he gets older, me and his dad do a very good job at trying to keep him informed and, prepared. But, my son's a typical 6-year-old boy. He's all boy.
No, seriously.
He is all boy.
No, seriously. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, my opinion of it is, although that, me and my son's father, we were very young parents, and literally the age that my son is now is the age that we were when we had him. So
that's
I think
crazy.
that
crazy.
I know
That's
it's sick,
nuts.
right?
That's so crazy.
Crazy, at first a shout out, my son about to be 16 next month. My baby about to be 16. Driving me insane, anywho. But literally, my son, he acts just like me, and it's so crazy. It's so weird, but we literally, I think, have the same mind when it comes to just realistic, real life stuff. We are the same person. It's crazy. We even look just alike. But whatever the case is, we were super young when we had our son, and we always vowed that we would not be young dumb parents. We were always going to be parents first and foremost. So like we are super strict. We are super hands-on. We are super in your business. Our son has no privacy. You know, you would think that since we're young parents that we super cool and we act like this, but no, like we have those conversations about police brutality and just like growing up as a black man in the community. And like my biggest fear right now is because my son does live out of town. He lives in Atlanta with his dad. And he's been living there.
Black Hollywood right now, man.
Really?
I swear to God,
and I mean, and it's like the limelight. It's so much limelight on everything that's done there and like his lifestyle and everything that's going on that it's like you have to educate him on the realistic things that are happening in life.
Because I swear to God, because it's funny that you just mentioned that. My wife, she's Italian, she's Caucasian, but on public camera, I don't care. She knows this. She genuinely loves like black people, like the culture behind black people. Like, bro, she can't get like.
There are a lot of white people that are like that, though. That's not abnormal. Yeah,
she's obsessed with it. So I asked you to say this: with you being with your child being in Atlanta, and then you being in Toledo, do you ever get the thoughts of going, damn, how can I ever bring him to this space? Like, do you? I know this is your child. I know this is like, okay, this is my son. Do you ever get that selfish feeling of going, no, he need to be with me versus he needs to stay in Atlanta? Because you got to think about it. Especially my brother. I mean, Tyson, he wants to be in Atlanta. Tyler Perry, one of the biggest black figures in the world, is in Atlanta, and he founded his own media production plantation. Same plantation that had Confederate flags on that actual property.
Right.
So it's some mothers and there's some parents who go, no, my kids ain't growing up there. Off the selfish ways that they have. Do you ever have those selfish ways of going, my kid ain't gonna never move out there?
No.
Or stay there, I'm sorry.
I feel like that would be the most selfish thing that I can ever think of is to hinder my son from doing or being or being anything that he would ever want to be in life. My son can be whatever he want to be. I don't care what he want to be, and I don't care where he want to be. He can do it, and I'm going to back him up 100%. I don't care what it is.
I think that shows your strength, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I just kind of...
And growth. Because as a mother, we always want to be close to our children.
Of course.
So this is the hardest thing ever to just let them go.
And at the time,
that's tough.
It's no way I can be like, you've carried that child for 9 months, and I'm like, you don't want that.
Do not get me wrong. It was a time when my son's father was like, I want my son to come live with me, and I'm thinking like, boy, what?
Are you crazy?
My baby,
but
like
that transparency,
But I also thought
like,
I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be able to live and travel and research and grow and know and do whatever I want to do beyond measures. And I want my son to understand that he can do that too. Being my lifestyle is nothing but a great example for him that he can do and be whatever he want to be at any given time in his life. Like me stepping out on a limb and say, I'm not doing this no more. I'm giving my full dedication to this. It shows him that if my mom can do this, then why can't I do this? She surrounds herself with people who make things happen. I can surround myself with people who can make things happen too. And as a little kid, he's always been this person who's like, I want to be this, I'm going to do this, I want to be this. And he's never had boundaries of what people think of him. So, and I've always, told him like, the bravest thing that you can do is not care about what other people think.
Or
be yourself.
Be yourself.
The bravest thing you can do is absolutely be yourself and not care about what other people think about you. And I want you to be just that. And I'm going to be an example of that for you. You know what I'm saying? So now, look at him and his dad. They like, oh, we don't even want to come back to Toledo. Look at me like, I kind of want to be there where y'all at. Y'all look like y'all having fun. Maybe I want to come there too.
Sure.
So
No,
I would never he loves Atlanta. I love him being there. We visit each other often, and we literally talk and text all day long. So and we've always been that way. So I'm cool with it. Like I would never. I don't feel sorry for y'all who don't got good baby mamas because I'm a good baby mama.
No, listen, no.
Take him. You want your son? You can have your son.
No, listen to me.
I'm going to raise him over here.
I hate you.
I'm going to raise him over here.
I hate her so much.
Let's raise that point because this, and I didn't even have it on the sheet, but that's something I had to start off because I was like, what happens is, man, when the baby mother of the child moves into any type of city, it doesn't have to be Atlanta, you get to a certain point as a father where you really realize, like, yeah, my baby mother is providing a certain different life for my child. How can I separate my ego and the wishes that I have for my son upon what he wants? That's a tough battle.
That's tough.
A lot of people can't do that. And the reason why a lot of people can't do that is because the trauma from generation of their father coming down to themselves, coming down to their kid. They're like, damn it, my dad did this to me, but also I want to teach my son this. It's an everlasting battle of going, goddamn, this can't be solved in one generation.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. But shout out to co-parenting.
Man.
Shout out to co-parenting
so
because it is very rare that you meet people who, even outside of a relationship or outside of their own personal thoughts of life, can co-parent with each other. I must say, and even with Amanda and like her son's father, like we may have some of the best co-parenting situations because if nothing else, the interest is definitely in the child. It is definitely in the child. Me and my son, we've never had issues before with each other. But our co-parenting is so strong. I don't think if Jesus walked in, I'd be like, hold on, God. My baby daddy talking now. He's talking to my son. Hold on, God. You heard what my baby daddy said to my son. Now don't step on that.
That's real though.
So I really feel like co-parenting relationships is
and me and my son's dad, we have a really great relationship. You know, I allow him to be the father, so I allow him to even make rules at my house for my son.
That's awesome.
I recognize the importance of the black male role model in my son's life. You know, I'm the mom, so I'm always gonna be come here. Let me love on you. Let me hug you.
You know how they say alpha male, alpha woman. So people don't understand, man.
Yeah. So I allow him to even. So if he feels like Trey is doing something that he doesn't necessarily agree with, he's gonna say, okay, he'll text me or call me from now on at your house. I need you to do this, and I'm just like, all right, that's awesome. I get it. Let's do it. You know, we do it together. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I'll be the first one to say this on the podcast right now. This is something I never displayed on a public platform. When I was in high school, I used to always say, you know, if it ain't white, it ain't right. And before y'all listen to me, no, hear me. Before y'all bark at me.
Jesus, did you hear him?
Yeah, no,
is you hear, Lord?
That's when we need you.
Come here, hear me. This is why we do it. I was brainwashed to go how much black women done so much for children in general, you know. And when I seen something as significant as my mom, seeing something significant as my grandmother Pam, or seeing something significant as my grandmother Mary, it took me a couple years to grow up and be like, God damn, what they did for our family, how could you ever doubt anything in that aspect? And I'll say this now, looking in hindsight, looking back now. My wife, like I said, my wife is Italian. She's part Caucasian, but I think the biggest thing is this: there's not a stronger woman in the world besides black women. It's not even.
We are faced with so much adversity.
It's not an argument. From working in a corporation, from trying to start their own business, handling a family matter, on top of fighting the demons that's been inside of their family, on top of fighting their children battles, and then last but not least, fighting their personal battles.
Yeah. Let's not mention we gotta fight the black man battles as well. Let's not forget to mention that we carrying your
I think
and
the
your battles and your mental issues. We carrying all that.
But what you think?
I think
Alisa, let me ask you this before a minute ago. What do you think is one of the strongest black men battles that you think that you had to fight? Like,
I think I'm gonna say with the mentality that you had. You know, like, if it ain't white, it ain't right.
So let me.
The fact that we have our own black men out here that cannot love us for who we are, that cannot recognize the strength in what we do. the resilience. Because I'm about to get real.
I know. Before y'all go
Look at me, I'm ready.
No, listen to me. Before y'all go on.
I'ma let this
Before
speak.
y'all go on, I've literally gotten educated on black women. I've gotten educated on my history. And a lot of men that's been brainwashed into these Catholic schools have not even reached that potential of being educated. So I've received that backlash. I've received that people, my mom smacking me in my face like, you have no fucking idea.
Don't you ever fucking say that. And let me be clear, it's no shot at white women.
No,
you know,
100%.
I think as a woman in general,
100%.
we are already on the bottom.
Correct.
Right. So I think, however, as a black woman, not only are we a woman, we're typically underpaid, underestimated, underrated.
Yep.
You know, we have so much adversity that we have to face.
Come on.
Not to mention, you know, now we have to take from our own black men the criticism that we receive from them.
Come on.
You know, that's tough.
Yeah.
You know, because we love you guys unconditionally. I've never dated white.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not my thing. It's not my preference. No shade against, the white man, but that's just not really my preference. So, you know, I uphold the black men in my life and in my family, the ones that I love, to the utmost. You guys are kings to me. And I would just love to feel, you know, I need that from y'all. You know, we love y'all so much. You know, y'all just don't understand.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I would think, like, my biggest thing with black men, just the men as a total. Like, they said they didn't want me to say I hate men on here.
You can't say
Shut
it.
up.
So,
You can say
okay,
whatever
so
you
I'm not going to say it. I almost got
Say
a
it whatever
tattoo,
you
but I
want.
changed my mind.
I hate men.
Say whatever you want.
I hate men.
And that's on that.
Oh God. Okay, what I was saying is I think that, and I said I posted something about this. I think that the issue that I'm facing with our black men of the generation that I'm from is that a lot of the black men weren't raised by their fathers. And the fathers,
child.
I'm gonna go there with it.
That's
I'm gonna go there with it. And I'm a black woman who did
were
not
they raised by?
Their mothers
or grandmothers.
and their grandmothers.
And there is
baby them.
There is nothing worse than a spoiled adult.
Come on.
Man,
on top of that,
spoiled.
no, and I'll take it a step further.
We're gonna go for it.
No, to take it a step further, forget raised by a mother or grandmother. Do they have any type of formal
structure
/ history education?
This is the thing, and
Because
this is the reason why I say this. I feel like if you are raised in an atmosphere of where you know how to treat women, then you treat women right.
The right way.
If you do not, if you're raised by women, how do you know how to treat women?
Exactly.
You only know how women should treat you because you are raised by women who are treating you a way and who are spoiling you in a way, who's giving you this upbringing that you should have because you know they feel like I'm a loving woman and I want to give this to my black son. I want to raise my black son. And don't get me wrong, I feel victim to that. Like, I spoil the hell out of my son. Like, my son is a mama's boy. Yes, he is. And I feel victim to that because it's just because you love your child. But let's talk about these black men actually being in these black men's life. You know what I mean? If you are not raised with a father in your home or a stepfather in your home
figure.
or an uncle or a granddad or just a friend of the family who is showing you and leading you by example of how to treat women or people or just common sense thoughts of how to love on an individual, if you wasn't raised off love, you will not know how to love. If you're only raised off survival,
That's
these black men are raised off of survival and survival only. They are not raised to show emotion because you could not show emotion where we come from. They are not raised to act like they care because you cannot act like you care from where we come from. All you have to act like is that you are savage. You can be out in these streets. You can get this bag. You can live this life. You can do this stuff. You can have these kids. You can make these babies. You can be this man you want to be. But outside of being this man, what love do you have to give to the people who are holding you down while you are becoming this man? You know what I mean? So I feel like if you miss out on those things, you don't know how to give it back. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to give it back to people.
You don't know how to reciprocate that.
You do not know how to reciprocate it. You cannot give love when you have not received love. Like, don't get me wrong. Your mama may have loved you, but she did not show you how to love somebody back. You know what I'm saying? She said, I'm going to love you, love you, love you. This is what you deserve. Oh, the women should treat you like this. Oh, baby, your woman, she should be cooking. She should be cleaning for you. She should be ordering all this stuff. But she ain't never tell you what you supposed to do once you receive that love. She ain't never say, okay, son, once you get this love for this woman, who gonna cook for you? Who gonna bear your kids?
What you
who gonna have your household together? Who gonna stand by your side and let you do all the ruthless things that you're gonna do? What are you gonna give back to her? This is what you give her. This is what she deserves. This is what you show her. This is the pedestal you put her on.
Listen.
I'm gonna just shift my crown a little bit because it was sipping. My crown was sipping.
And that's on that.
And that's on that. And that's on that.
And I say this, and I have to say this on a public platform. I truly apologize to any black woman that I ever offended on any type of time or any type of conversation I had with them, because when you are raised, because you go from, because I'll be honest, I went from a Catholic school to a Catholic school to a Catholic school, so it took me to grow up, have a family, and then come back into my mom or my sister having them real conversations with me. And I always thought, I was like, yo, it can't be that bad. But when I talked to my mom and she telling me about, you know what I'm saying, how 3 of her brothers passed in the past 4 years, or my sister, baby daddy go to jail, while my nephew out here basically learning from women. I mean, my dad, me and my father, and we doing everything we can to provide any type of man assistance in the area, but it's nothing like having a black woman. No, not only a black father for sure, but having a black woman in your life to actually give you the guidance of going, this is right and this is wrong. I've seen plenty of black women that basically provided that assistance to go, I can be your mother, I can be your father at the same time. And
man,
I took that shit for granted. I swear to God, I took that shit for granted. And a lot of and I'm gonna say this because my platform is responsible. A lot of coons, a lot of cliche ass motherfuckers can go, I ain't gonna take responsibility of that. No, nigga, I did that. I was I went to Central. We talk about it. I went to Central Catholic. I went to University of Cincinnati. No, nigga, I fumbled it. I definitely fumbled it to where I was like, I told that nasty ass saying of if it ain't white or right. Think about how nasty
that's hilarious.
That shit
that's
is.
crazy.
No, that shit is nasty.
I say it's hilarious because it just I just don't understand it.
That shit is nasty.
I can't wrap my mind around it.
It
don't make sense.
You know,
but I guess, you know, to each his own. But it don't make sense to me.
It
doesn't make sense.
I mean, even as a black woman, I'm just thinking of. I can never think in my mind like I have white friends. I have white male friends. I have white guys that I've associated with, and I still won't put it in perspective of if it ain't white, it ain't right. I would still put it in perspective of like that man wasn't for me or this person wasn't for me. I wasn't thinking like, oh, it's because he was a white person and he did this.
Better,
or if he was a white person, he was better. Or if he was a black guy, he was better. I'll just put in perspective like this person just didn't suit me.
A lot of it is because like a lot of our black men are ashamed of the way that, you know, society has, you know, stereotyped the black woman. That's all it is. You know, and it truly is a stereotype because not all of us are, you know, the typical angry black, loud, you know, obnoxious like woman. There are so many different characteristics of the black woman, other characteristics too. Like some of us may be angry, some of us may be loud or you know obnoxious, but a lot. But you often have to think about what they've been through.
That's what I was about to say.
Why
you have
am I angry?
For every action, there is a reaction.
Why am I angry?
For every cause and effect. You have to think like, what has this woman been through? Like, where does she come from? Like,
where is her anger coming from?
Where does it originate from?
Even with white people, like they looking at us like, okay, I would rather do this than do that, but it's in my mind. It's like, where are you from? Where did you come from? Where did your people come from? Where did we come from? Where do you feel like you rather do this than that? Like, where have you been that you feel like this will be better than that?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, what have you done that you feel like this will be better than that? Like, the impression that you may have on a white person and a black person it's just based off your experience. If you have an experience that you can't really put a title on what could be better or what could be worse.
Yep, I agree.
You know what I mean? So,
listen, we getting out of this goddamn deep
Get to the
topic.
question.
Yeah, we went somewhere else.
Oh my God.
We done went somewhere else.
Drink my drink.
But no.
How am I gonna make it?
So I say this to say, man, we are black kings, we are black queens, no matter what our relationship status is, no matter who we are with, man. But right now in the climate that we're in, we are definitely the minority. We definitely looked at as the ones that are not in the limelight, the ones that we're not into where we can win in life. However, we're not worthy.
We're looked at as not worthy.
But right now, as you can see,
stops.
that shit stops.
Today,
Black Lives Matter.
Yes, sir. And shouts out to it's a podcast that I was on. And shouts out to Financially Lit. It had a T-shirt that was made. It was called, or the quotation on it was, "The last generation that was fucked with." And I
oh my God, that title.
Tired of it.
Yeah.
That title in itself explains
and that's exactly what's happening in the world right now. Like, we are tired.
I literally just seen something.
It is time for a change. Like, I'm ready to fight.
And I was telling my clients this a couple days ago. Like, the generation before us was raised off of lean on me and holding hands and
let's
get to the kumbaya together. Yeah. The generation I come from, we nuck if you bug.
Yeah, hello.
We hello. We be on some other stuff. Like, we raised off on some we don't give a fuck.
We raised off of I'm sick of your shit.
Period.
Like, and you not stop now.
After we didn't experience and watched all that stuff occur, that's not how we was raised. We raised that, like your parents said, if somebody hit you, you hit back.
Or if you don't, when you get home, I'm beating.
So what you want to which ass
figure it out.
And this is just how we raised the music.
Figure it out.
The Little John and Swister and them didn't allow us to be raised on some lean on me.
We can't
be passive with Juvenile.
What are you talking about?
We can't be passive with No Limit.
Come on, what are you talking about?
We out here acting crazy. That's just what our generation told us to do. So, not that we should be insane, but we definitely are raised to stand our ground. We are raised to stand our ground. We are not raised to be silent. We are raised to stand our ground and make whatever you need to make happen to get your point across and make it make sense.
And I've been arguing with people since the George Floyd thing happened. I've been arguing with people like, left and right, and people are like, well, what about why are y'all, tearing up stuff and you're destroying businesses and blah. I said, listen here, because for centuries, for 400 years, my people have been oppressed. We have not been heard, and we are tired, I just feel like if we need to start tearing some shit up to get your attention, then that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna tear all this shit up. And it's not. I know it doesn't necessarily make sense to everybody. It makes sense to me. I personally will not be looting or riot. I'm not gonna loot. I'll march in support, but looting isn't really my thing. However, if my people choose to do so, I stand behind them.
100%.
I'm never going to be upset.
100%.
Question. I get it, because I'm pissed off too.
And
I'm tired of it.
Being a mother of a black man.
Come on.
I could not see me. I'm trying to figure out what jail would they be able to put me under. If it was my son. If it was my child who was murdered senselessly, I'm trying to figure out
I think any mother should feel like that. Black, white, Italian,
Spanish. To tear the world up. And I'm pretty sure that I will call the dude from Taken.
I'll say this.
Do you hear me?
I will call the dude from Taken. And the
I have a very special set of skills.
You hear me? A very special set of skills.
Do you understand? Like,
you would not be, and I will go to jail gracefully. You can handcuff me, and I will dance to prison.
Because somebody gonna die behind that.
And when I get to jail, I'm gonna brag about it.
No,
100% brag.
I think that one of the most important points was, bro, like, I don't think a lot of people know this who really know what this George Floyd situation is going on, but like, bro, George Floyd's mom has been dead for several years. But what happened was when he had that, when the knee was on his neck, the sign of I've given up, the sign of I'm fucked up, the sign of I know I'm about to die.
Calling for his mom.
He calling for his mom. And when I saw,
I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it.
No, a lot of every time I watched it, I cried the whole time.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch
the entire time.
Yeah, but a lot of people, what a lot of people didn't understand was it was a lady who came down to Los Angeles who rioted and whatnot, or was a part of looting, and she said it was crazy. To think about this quote. She basically said like George Floyd called for his mom in the last 10 seconds of his life. Mm-hmm. His mom has been dead for several years. For any mom who had the ability to come out and really rejoice for his name, I shame you. And when I thought about that, I was like, God damn, like, what excuse does women really have to go, if my son is in that predicament and I see something as explicit as George Floyd, why wouldn't I stand for something as big as that?
Why wouldn't I tear this shit up?
Yeah.
Quarantine creativity. I think it would be abnormal to say that you didn't develop yourself in between what was going on between COVID. You got possibly people losing their jobs, people that weren't able to adapt to any type of job or anything that was going on during that time or currently during that time. What were some of the struggles that you guys went through as a trainer, also as a mother, I guess you can say?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say the only struggle I went through as being a mother is my kid getting on my nerves.
Okay.
That's the only struggle that I went through.
That was a lot of us, by the way.
Considering that my son does live out of town, like his teachers was emailing me like the work and stuff that they was doing, but he was kind of like doing that on his own or trying to act like he's so smart that he don't need my help. Right. But he just got on my nerves. That's the only thing, is having to actually give your child the attention that you be like, dang, I'm glad somebody else got to give him. Right. Actually giving them that one-on-one attention, even if mine is through FaceTime or text message. I'm looking like, if he texts me or FaceTime me one or more time, I'm trying to record a video. Right. I'm over here trying to record a video, and he keep FaceTiming me. Stop FaceTiming me.
For me, it was a little bit different though. You know, like I actually work a full-time job, and I train on the side. So you know, when quarantine happened, my job closed. Right. And I was expected to work from home. So not only am I expected to work from home and get my 8 hours in a day, then I'm expected to teach my son. You know, first of all, shout out to teachers of you know, elementary age children. Okay. I don't know how you keep their attention, but you guys do a very, very good job, because it was a struggle for me. 100%. It was a huge change. I feel like I'm a great teacher, but not necessarily of, you know, like academics, but just of things, you know. And so it was different for me to have to follow another teacher's rubric or schedule and have to teach him math and have to teach him, you know, he had to have gym, he had to have music, he had to have Spanish. He's 6 years old. Right. For sure. I have a fucking full-time job. Like, how am I going to do this? Not to mention, balance it out, for sure. Not to mention, I have clients that are reaching out to me. Yep. Can you send me a workout? Can we FaceTime and do a workout here? And can we do this there? And I'm just like, oh my heavens. You know, it literally felt like I had 10 kids at that time. So it was tough, you know. I'm glad I pulled through. Not to mention, I got sick. Right. You know, Lisa and I both got the daggone coronavirus. We were down. You know, definitely
we was both in coronavirus. We was trying to film music,
Corona-5.
It was awful. We was doing most things, but it was awful. I mean, as far as like training goes, I feel like it kind of brought me closer to some of my clients, and it kind of distanced me from a lot of my clients. Like, being a personal trainer, like, you have to understand that you are not just a personal trainer. You are a personal psychiatrist. You are a personal therapist. You play many roles. You play so many roles in people's life, to where, like, I feel like the corona was taking toll on so many of my clients that to where they felt like it was personal for them to express themselves through me. Like, reach out to me to not only give them a workout that they need, but also to give them like, just mental support and just help them go along to make it through their days. Even if I was telling them to get up and work out and they wouldn't get up and work out, they would just reach out to me and let me know, like, just hearing you in my head, just receiving your messages, just, you reaching out to me to see if I'm just caring enough to see if I'm at least on my stuff, kind of gave me some type of motivation. I will say virtual training and personal training are two different things.
But I will say it taught me to be more creative.
Yes,
I'll say.
Yes.
It taught me to be more creative because at that time, like, I didn't have, I couldn't train my clients with the equipment that we had in the gym. I had to train them with what they had on hand, what their environment was. So it taught me to be more creative. And I actually have clients to this day that prefer to still train that way. Yeah. It's much more convenient. It's convenient for me.
And security purposes. I mean, a lot of people don't mention that. But a lot of people are not comfortable in the gym to where they're working out in front of 1 million people.
Exactly. Yeah. And outside of all that.
My wife is one of them. She's going to hate me for saying that, but it's true. It's true. And what's crazy is when I was telling off camera, like, she would literally look at y'all two, and then she look at my mom. It's like it's 3 goddess upon her to where she getting her. She's basically just looking at 3 people that just got it.
Your wife is beautiful. Tell her to knock it off.
Amazing. Period.
We're to knock it off.
Lovely.
But the body that she wants, she's like, man, if I look at Amanda, if I look at Alisa, and I look at Kelly, it's like, goddamn, like, how do I get there? And she knows the answer, but it's like, I don't want to be in the gym.
But how do I get there? People. Yeah, it's the answer. I'm saying she may not answer, but how do I get there?
Yeah, I don't want to be around 1 million people. And she go, I know what they got to do. How do I get into that point where it's just me and her? And I'm like, you just gotta go to the personal trainer. She's like, no, I'm all right.
But you can still do it virtually. I mean, it's gonna take a lot more. So, if you have equipment at home, that's a plus. If you don't have it, then you're stuck with trying to figure out how to reach the same goals with less. You know, it's possible.
Exactly. It's definitely possible with consistency.
It's possible to a certain extent. I'll say. It's possible.
And don't get me wrong, like you do need certain things.
You need weight.
Certain things.
Like for instance, if you don't have a butt and you want to build one, I can tell you now, ladies. Doing that 30-day squat challenge is not going to get you a butt. It is absolutely pointless. The only thing that will do is it may tone your legs a little, but it is not going to build you.
It's going to have your quads on fire, and that's about
it's not going to do nothing else. The only way you can go from nothing. The only way you can go from nothing to something is not surgery, right?
Right.
Or weights.
Yeah.
Weights.
That is it.
Surgery or weights.
That's
Surgery or weights.
Surgery or weights.
Even outside of that.
Surgery or what?
Oh,
consistency.
Weights.
We're going to
talk
talk
too.
about consistency.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about consistency in your diet. Like, you have only so many things you can do. It's weights. It is consistency. It is your diet. It is making that a lifestyle. It is making it not just something that you aspire to do at the moment, and actually making it a part of your life to making it a lifestyle. My day thoughts are, and don't get me wrong, this may just be me, and I know it is not realistic for a lot of people. I jump off the walls all day. That's just me. It's my personality. If you see me on a story or somewhere and you be like, okay, do she always got that type of energy? Why does she always look like she's jumping around?
Hello.
Yes.
I
do.
She was a cheerleader.
You said she a cheerleader?
She was a cheerleader. That's a cheerleader in her.
I am legit.
The non-sports.
With the most energy and the most possessed with the
and then there's me with zero energy.
Who does not want to do no cardio or run around.
Fuck that.
Just laying there.
I can lift with the best of them though. and I can sprint with the best of them.
You can sprint with the best of them. But literally, you have to make it a part of your lifestyle. It's not one time in my day I'm not thinking about what I'm going to eat. It's not one time in my day I'm not thinking about when I'm going to work out.
What are you going to eat and how it's going to make me look? I swear to God.
There's 2 things I think
every
of daily, and it is what time I'm gonna work out, and
what am I gonna eat?
What time and what I'm gonna eat. That's it. Like those are my most important. Like,
and it's never what I'm gonna eat for like the taste. It's more so what am I gonna eat? I cannot have that pasta. Yeah. I know better.
Let me ask you. Let me tell you. I was literally in a barbershop. Tyson can say, my brother can say this. We was in a barbershop yesterday, and I was in him, my son, and my haircut. And it was a young boy, probably 19. He was like, they had the, I don't know exactly what they call it. Basically, it's the, not pull up, but it was
the perfect push up.
It was some type of things where you can hold them. It was like dumbbells where you can hold them up, do the push up, and keep going.
The perfect push up.
That's exactly.
I said that. I said it like 2 minutes ago.
But basically, it's a boy that's 19. It's a boy 19. I'm 26, about to be 27, and he was like, He I'm what 210. He about 250, 260, but he's solid, like bulk, like he can get it. And I look at him. My son getting his haircut. He like, man, I see you big over there. But what you doing for real? I was like, all right, get on them. Let me see what you can do. And he get on them. He like
the struggle.
He get on them. He do about 25, 30. He like, all right, I'm done. I was like, what you eat? He told me, he said he eat red meat steak at like 11 a.m., 12 o'clock p.m. He going to chicken. He going to chicken again at 5 or 6 p.m. And then he going to pescatarian, which is fish and
seafood.
And you got to think about it. That's 4 meals a day. But when you burning so many calories, when you working out so much, them calories got to get burnt at a certain point. But he only working out once a day. So he might go to cardio. He might go to...
he may have a faster metabolism too.
Correct.
What works for one body, and I mean not necessarily like a person, but your body type in general.
Correct.
May not work for the other. If you have a slower metabolism, you can't handle all that.
No, I agree.
And there's ways to speed up your metabolism.
I'd never be able to consume that much food.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I tell all my clients that you need to be eating. If you're trying to lose weight, it sounds absurd, but you need to eat 6 to 8 meals a day.
No. Yes.
And when I say meals, I'm not talking about,
big
Thanksgiving pie. You got the turkey, you got the dressing, you got the greens, you got this
small portions.
6 to 8 because
just to speed up your metabolism.
Because what's going to happen is if you don't do that, if you eat 1 to 2 meals a day, guess what's going to happen?
Right.
When you eat that first meal, your body knows that it's not going to eat again for another 6 to 8 hours.
Correct.
So what's going to happen is your body's going to hold on to that food. It's going to harbor that energy, and it's not going to allow you to burn it because your body's going to essentially go into starvation mode.
Survival mode.
And it's going to hold on to it. So you'll never be able to burn those calories unless you speed up the metabolism.
Right.
If you teach your body, I'm eating this time, I'm eating again in 2 more hours, your body's going to know, okay, I'm going to get some more fuel. We'll be okay. Let's burn that now.
And
that's essentially what happens.
There's control in everything that you do. As long as you take control and you do the process of getting it, it's so many things that you do that it's hard to dedicate yourself to. It's so many things that you do to wean yourself off of things. But if you dedicate yourself to it and you find the method that works for you, then literally it will work for you. And it's called creating it to be a lifestyle.
Correct.
It's not about forcing yourself to do something, or it's not nothing wrong with being disciplined. There's fun outside of discipline. There's fun and a life outside of making sure that your goals and the things you want to do are met. But long as you make it into your lifestyle, it won't feel like work. It will feel like this is just what you do.
And I always tell people, think about back in the day, and I'm not talking about like our grandparents, but think about our grandparents, right? Were any of those people that you can think of, you seen those old black and white pictures, they sitting there looking all mean with the little black and white, the suit
with
on.
No smile.
Yeah, everybody looking ugly. When you look at those pictures.
Ugly, oh my God.
No, they were. When you look at those pictures,
no
right?
Lineys,
yeah.
No type of dyeing
or I mean, if you think about like back in like slavery days when you had, the black caretaker in the picture with the white family. Think about those people. Did you ever see anybody overweight?
Nah.
The reason behind it is because not only is our food today so much more processed, right? They didn't eat the way that we eat today. They didn't eat for taste. They ate because that was what was available.
Now let me ask
they
you.
ate fresh meats and vegetables. They were eating all this candy and juice. They didn't have no fucking juice back then. So you got to think about all that shit needs to go. It's terrible for you.
No, I asked you this. It was a crazy quote that ran past. And it was a quote of black people eat for pleasure. Other races eat for survival.
I'm not gonna say other races. I think that's a loaded statement.
Yeah, that's really loaded.
I'm gonna break it down.
I'm offended.
I'm gonna break it. I know, but hear me.
Because I was
surviving. Who want these hands?
Listen, chicken bread.
I was so damn offended.
I'm offended. That's not true.
Because I look in the mirror. Me myself.
I think it's a not even cultural. I think it's a generational thing. Is what I'll say.
Correct, but that's what I was about to get to.
So the generation that is kind of in now. They eat more for pleasure.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
Your grandparents and people, beyond that generation, they ate for survival. Like it's different.
I agree.
The things that they had available to them were different.
But that's what I was about to get to.
That's the problem. It's the availability, the accessibility of it all.
So when you think about your great grandparents, when they're like soul food is food. Like there's no other options. Like you eating fried chicken, you eating greens, you eating dress, like that's all they know. But if you get to Amanda, you get into Alisa, or you get into Gaylon, whereas we may have balance, whereas the different type of restaurant where we can go eat a fruit salad or whatever the case may be, or you think about Tyson, who can go eat a vegetarian meal or whatever. They didn't have the options, we did. So what I think about is I'm like, damn, did they set up us from an unhealthy standpoint, period, to go to us, to where we just now normalize into where healthy is normal? That's like a thing where we can really adapt to and really can pass down to certain generations. I think
it's the new normal for sure.
And what I think is, I think that where people go is from, every day in life, everything advances.
Correct.
Everything advances. Everything is new. People thrive for better.
Right.
People live for better. People just hope everything is going to be better than it was before. No one wants to go. No one says, you know what? I'm going to raise my kids and I'm going to raise my family how it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the stuff that used to go on. Everybody wants everything to be better. So there will never be a time where people will have to sit back, unless you just absolutely poor, where you're going to have to live how people used to live. You know what I'm saying? People are teaching themselves and they're teaching their kids and they're teaching their people to keep trying to get better. So nobody is thinking about, even me, like, I'm pretty sure my mom and them weren't raised off all the best foods that they could have, but when she raised me, she tried to give me all the best foods that I wanted. And then look at me trying to give my son the best foods that he ever wanted, and me thinking now, when I go out to eat, I'm going to get the most expensive thing to eat because that's what I want to eat.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think it's a common misconception for people to think that eating healthy is more expensive. Now listen. It is more expensive if you go for already prepared foods, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to go to a place where they're going to prepare you a vegetarian meal, it's going to be a lot more expensive than if you go to McDonald's, right? However, if you go, just take your ass to Kroger's.
Period.
Right? No, seriously.
Follow it. Walk with me, y'all. Walk with me, Saints.
I'm in the car.
If you got you with me, okay. So listen,
I'm in my car right now.
If you just head on into Kroger, or if you shop at Walmart or Meijer, whatever the fuck the case may be. If you go into a grocery store, if you literally shop, in my mind, the outer aisles of the store, that's all you need. The fresh fruits, fresh meats, fresh veggies. That's it. That's all your body needs. However, what we do, here come the cookies, here come the chips, here come everything else.
Don't say we, because I don't do that.
No, I don't either. But it's much more cheaper. It's much more cheaper to shop the fresher.
I'm being transparent. I do.
I can't play the games. I'll get it for my son because I want him to feel normal. But I don't.
Only thing that I do that haunts me is cookies, man. I'm the biggest sweet person in the world. It's annoying.
Jesus. But I'll say, like, if you just shop and just get meats and veggies, that's gonna be a lot cheaper than if you go to McDonald's for one meal. Because if you were to buy those, and for the week, or like me, I grocery shop daily because I don't like I'm picky, whatever. So I grocery shop daily, and it doesn't cost me much of anything.
No, at all.
I'm one person, and my son's one person. He's 6, so it's definitely cheaper to eat healthy. I'll say that.
I know for sure. It's not. Literally, I only deal with fresh vegetables and fresh fruits and fresh meats. I don't like it no other way. I don't like my stuff frozen. I don't like it processed. Can't tell you the last time I opened up a can of anything.
No, ma'am.
I'll freeze something and reheat it before I open
canned shit.
Up a can.
You hear me? And I can taste it. Yeah. When I'm at somebody's cookout and you done made me some canned green beans, bitch, I'm offended.
Yeah. Look at me,
that
juice. You know that juice.
You know what's the worst?
Ooh, you know that juice.
Some boxed mashed potatoes. You ever had?
Oh my God! No, you can definitely. I know people.
I will fight you for that.
I know people who love.
Don't you waste my time.
That's different.
They're disgusting.
All that stuff, you can tell it.
I can tell it. It tastes like cardboard.
But you're not a cook. When you a chef, you know. Because we're going to be chefs. We're going to be chefs in that couple of months. August, we're going to be chefs. When you chefs, you chef it up. Like,
when you chefs, you guys
when you chefs, you chefs it up.
Edit that out, Tyson. Thanks.
Edit that out.
Get rid of it. When
don't edit it. Don't edit it.
Chef it up with a drunk ass.
You chef it up. Period. I'm not going to try. Don't edit that out. I said what I said.
That's going on a blooper reel.
And that's that on that.
Just
chef it up.
Just shut her down on that one. Just shut it down.
Listen. Look, we're going to. Hey, we're going to. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to the next transaction.
That was on his head like.
Hey,
what?
We're going to the next transaction.
Jesus.
Transitioning from family fitness to total circuit fitness.
Did we get there already?
We already there. Now,
Go on, sir.
Lord,
how has the transition been for the both of you, and what were some of the differences between the gyms? Good or bad?
I'll go first.
Don't take forever, okay?
Transitioning was not tough. If you want to know totally about the transition, I was nervous about moving gyms only because when I was over at Family Fitness, like we literally opened that gym. Like when it was nothing in it, when it was nobody there, like we was in there, we cleaned it, we gutted it out, we did everything to like that was literally
was
home.
The Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Shout out to Mike and Marcel.
Shout out to Mike and Marcel. We was the Fantastic Four when we first opened. It was 2 guys, it was 2 girls, and literally, I've never been somewhere that literally was like home. I'm talking about like my house. Yeah. Like literally, we decorated it, we put it together, and we was in there, and we was there 24/7. It was home. I was probably there more than I was home, and it was family. It was like me being at home with my brothers and sisters, my kids. So literally, transitioning was tough for me. It wasn't hard. It was just tough to get out of the comfortability of being at home to moving to like another state. Nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still at home, but like I'm at another state, and I'm totally comfortable, and I'm totally sure of it. And it was still the best thing for me, but it still was like, oh my God, I just moved from my house into like another home. You know what I'm saying? With different people and different atmosphere. So we're like, I mean, I'm a people person, so I moved in and I sat there and I got comfortable, and I'm cool with that. Yeah. But it definitely was tough to leave one family to go to another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so for me, I actually came to Total Circuit just kind of by chance. Okay. So, Lisa and I were at family one day and we were talking, and I told her that I wanted to up my workouts. I needed something different. I'm like, what do I gotta do different? I was like, you know what? Yeah. I've been following a lot of boxers on Instagram.
Yeah, no, and I want to comment on this before you go on. It's a thing, and I think a lot of people that really work out don't speak on is you get to a certain plateau and you just don't know what to do.
Yeah. You need more, and so that's where I was at. Yeah, I needed more.
It was so sickening because I'm right now. I think I'm like 218, 219. But
is this about him or
no?
Okay. Is he talking about us?
Oh No.
We just
Go ahead. I'm just listening.
Listen, but I got to a point where I was like, I literally told my dad, y'all can
show is this?
Shut up. But I listened to my dad and I talked to him.
Keep that in there.
I told him my dad, I was like, bro, I didn't know what to do. I was like, keep in mind, my dad's like 180, 185, and I was like, that's something I always look to. And I'm like, yo, like, tell me what to do. And he'd be like, all right, man.
You gotta do something different.
You gotta do something different. And when I learned it, I was like, damn, I gotta go into a whole different gym. And I don't know, it was just different.
And so that was it for me. You know, like we were at the gym and I had been following, boxers, most importantly, Alisa Baumgartner, who is from Ohio. You know, I love the way that she looks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She looks very strong. And I was just like, man, I want to look like that. I want to box. I want to look like a boxer. So I was talking to Lisa and I'm like, do you know anybody that could like train me for boxing? And she had named a couple, but Ron Inslee, shout out to Coach Ron. He was one of the people that she named. And so I just got on Instagram or Facebook and I messaged him and I was like, I've been referred to you. I heard that you do boxing instruction. I would love to train. I don't necessarily want to fight anybody. And that was at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But now,
right now, guys. At this point right now, raising the fight. At this given time, I don't know if my sis gonna swing on somebody at any given moment. And she say I'm the pop off.
Excuse me, think shit sweet.
Pookie be ready.
Let me
be in the grocery store. She be like, "What if I just body shot her?"
Are you done?
I be like.
Are they done? Here. Are you guys both?
We could be walking down the street and she'd be like, "What if I jab her?" And I'd be like, "Not here."
I mean,
that's
facts.
Tyson.
No, but listen.
Not tell me.
No, but listen. So Lisa had told me that Ron. I hate all of y'all. That Ron.
Now tell me who she was.
Whenever they done, I can finish my fucking statement.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'm done.
Go ahead.
Okay, no. So I hate y'all. So she had told me that Ron Inslee was, she knew that he was a boxing instructor.
I'm like, I saw some raw work.
I had reached out to him and I was like, I want to train. I don't necessarily want to fight right now, but I want the look of a boxer. So I want to box. I want to learn it. I don't want to come to a fucking class. Yeah. I want to come and do one-on-one instruction. I want you to teach me how to beat somebody up. Like I want to learn that, For sure. And so I came over here and it was probably like March or April of the year. And I had trained with him for months. I brought my boyfriend over, Melvin, and we trained.
Shout out to Melvin,
That's
my
guy.
Bag.
Shout out to Mel Doy.
Yes, sir.
I hate y'all.
He know how to do his job.
She did that Sierra prayer or whatever.
We trained with Coach Ron, for months before I decided that, some things that kind of happened where my clients weren't necessarily comfortable with the environment that I was in. And so I had to make a decision to either continue to train them at the park.
Oh, no, we're not about to bypass over that. We on Talk That Talk podcast.
Let me finish, yeah.
Right,
so I had to let me finish.
Okay. Right.
So I had to make the decision to train them at the park to find another option for them. And so, I was already coming over here and the environment was crazy. Me just working out here, the women were just very receptive of me. Yep. They loved me. They looked up to me. We could talk. We were just vibing. I was here more than I was at family at that point. And it was just because at the time I wasn't training as much. My son was going into kindergarten. Right. So I wanted to take some time off from personal training other people to make sure that he was okay with his transition. Right. And then I was working on my own self. Gotcha. I think that's important with the whole thing, because if I'm not 100% whole, and it wasn't about the way that I looked, it was about the way that I felt inside. 100%. So if I wasn't 100% with myself, I can't train anybody else, to be where they want to be. Yeah, and exactly.
They can see right through that, though.
Exactly. So, I came over here and the vibe got me, no shade on Family Fitness. I love that gym. I love the space. Mike's a great owner. I love what he's done with the place. But, I felt like at that time, this was a better transition for me.
Correct.
And, I've never looked back, and I love it here. I love it here. I cannot explain how much I'm in love with Total Circuit. So, yeah,
and
it's
I
everything.
would just touch on that. I've trained at multiple places. I've been at a couple different gyms, and like I said, like no shade to Family Fitness. Like literally, Family Fitness taught me so much.
To where there were so many other trainers with the same kind of gift.
Yeah.
So it was different. Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm talking Glove, Danny, Paula, Josh. I mean, everybody over there was so dope. Jay,
Banana
Mike.
Man.
Yeah.
Literally, it was like the competition. If I have not tell you one thing,
all the names, there was a lot of
Family Fitness taught me that being on your toes is what you need to be.
You had to.
You had to be on your toes. Everything around you was competition.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And you couldn't be insecure. Because when you walk in that building with your clients, they're going to see at least 4 of the trainers in there. So you had to be on your shit.
You have to be. What Family
clients
Fitness
will
taught me is confidence.
It's
being confident. It's being confident and just being consistent. Confidence and consistent and family, you know. Regardless of what anything that was ever going on, it was like literally we were family. We were all consistent in each other's life on the regular, on the daily. You knew what was going on. It was like a competitive brother and sister relationships among every single person there. You would have never, if you were off of your game being in there, you was just a lazy person. You could never be off your game because every single person there, whether it was my sister, where it was my brother, we were in competition with each other at every given moment. Literally, man, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be the dog that I am in working out if I didn't train with the guys that I trained with. Literally, Mike Riley, Darius Glover, Jay Jordan, Josh Buchanan, Danny Riccardi, Nana Man,
Paula Carr.
Literally, they my everyday competition. Maddie
and
too.
it's not a bad
Maddie too. But it's not like I'm competing with them.
It's not a bad thing,
And it's not a bad thing. I'm not competing with them, and we
keep each other fresh.
We keep each other fresh and on our toes. It's like, so what can you do? What can you do? Well, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing like feeling like a challenge every single day, and that's literally what I loved about it. I loved that every single day that I went to work, I knew that I was gonna be challenged, literally around the people that I work. Not about the members of the gym or the people who come and think that they doing something. The people that I work with, it's like literally, I'm about to show y'all what I did, and you just show me what you do then. And it kept you on your toes. You didn't have no reason to fall off, because if they on their toes, you better be on your toes too. You got to be. You know, it's no room to slack off. And if nothing else, that gave me the momentum to get on my shit and be the person that I am, and to stand my ground of what I believe in, and to do the things that I absolutely love. You know, it wasn't only just pushing myself to be better, it's pushing my clients to be better, pushing my brands to be greater. So that's what I absolutely, if I don't miss nothing else, and I don't miss nothing else, I miss the push from my peers. I miss the push and the outpour of love. Like, they love might have been like, you ain't doing nothing,
like
but it was tough love, and it made you feel like I ain't doing nothing, but you only telling me I ain't doing nothing because you know I'm doing something. Period. You know I'm doing something. You want to shut me down so I can get better on my toes. And I'm gonna do you the same way, bro. You ain't doing enough. Glove. Look at him. Like, you ain't either. Look at us. Now we doing better. You know what I'm saying? So it's always that push you where you need to be. That might be the only undying thing that I miss. That if I didn't work out today, they're going to be like, oh, you a lazy ass girl. And I'm going to be like, am I? I bet I ain't now, because I'm about to work out. So I did love that. I love that. But the transition was immaculate. Coming over here to Turtle Circuit, I've never felt more appreciated in my life. And I'm not talking about appreciated by like, it's an outpour of love, but I've never went somewhere that people actually just love you for who you are and what you do. When I come in the morning time,
you can be yourself.
You can be yourself. I come in, I'm Queen Body Fit. When I come in the building, everybody say, welcome Queen, and look at me, hey y'all.
Hey Queen.
They not saying, she want to be called the Queen so bad.
She thinks
she's so this. They not. They addressing you based off what they know you are capable of, and I respect that, because I address them based on what I feel like they are capable of also. So you address me and say, Queen, welcome to the building. Look at me.
Yep.
The queen is here.
How are you,
the queen is here.
The queen is
Excuse
here. How are you?
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Welcome.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the love is not judgmental. It's free and it's welcoming and it's inspiring and it's encouraging and it's keeping you on your toes. Like the people, the outpour of love.
We ain't get off that. You think we about to get off that? We ain't about to get off that. I'm about to cut you off right now.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
Excuse me.
The outpour of love is genuine.
Right,
very much so. Oh my God.
You done?
No, let me say one thing. So I'll never forget when we've had for me and Lisa, we came over.
And before y'all go on, let me say this. No, seriously, I really think that far as
don't you do it.
No.
Don't you do it.
As far as people that's been on the from a female perspective, you guys have definitely been embraced on any gym that you guys have been on. Like I feel like nobody has on a public platform, nobody has neglected you into a way where anybody can see it. You guys are definitely been embraced, no matter where the place that you have become. People appreciate you. On my end. That's I've seen.
And we can feel it. You know, we can tell that we can feel it. And that's what I was getting ready to say. Is so big. When me and Lisa, like third quarter of 2019, was when we kind of transitioned over here, kind of together, and it kind of happened that way. It wasn't. People think it was planned, like, oh, she following you following her. That's not kind of how it worked. I was already working out over here.
She was working out here, and she was not training here.
And we had a discussion, and it was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know,
before she even say that.
But let me finish what I was gonna say.
Before she even said
ma'am.
I was
No,
she was thinking about it in her head, but she didn't tell me.
Oh wow.
She was thinking about it in her head.
So let me.
I was just telling me, and I said, you know what, Mandy? I think I want to transition.
And what I said, you know what? That's what
I we was like in the same breath.
It felt like natural. So what I was gonna say is, when we transitioned, you know, we were welcomed with open arms, and I'll never ever forget the first time that we had a group gathering. It was our Christmas party at Gaylon and Kelly house, and we had we had a DJ. We were like clowning, and so somebody gave us the microphone. I don't know who it was. We were slightly inebriated.
Did that?
Yeah, we were. I think Kavina gave it. We were slightly inebriated. However, we got on the mic, and we were both just like, you know, we appreciate y'all. We love it here. We love how we've just been welcomed, and me personally, I can't say that I've ever felt that. Not that I wasn't welcomed in other gyms that I've taught at. It was just more vocal.
Yeah,
here.
Of course. It was more expressive.
It was more expressive. It was more evident. So I appreciated that. You know.
And what I appreciated really is that me personly as a woman, an in shape woman, of being a woman who
I know where you're going.
You know, who looks away. You know what I mean? Like a lot
people
of women
accepting you.
I'm not accepted in a lot
they
of
make it
atmospheres.
so uncomfortable
people
for us.
Make it so uncomfortable for me.
Annoying.
People
they think you want their man. They think you
may think that we are accepted into a lot of environments. We are so shunned into a lot of environments based off what we look like, what our bodies look like, you know, how people feel about us. I am maybe one of the most unaccepted women that I've ever met. And I just know me.
And I think a part of it is because Lisa is so very bubbly.
I'm very bubbly.
And people take it as her being like fake, you know, but that's just really how
flirty,
she is.
Or you know,
or flirty, yes.
And it's really not. It's really just me. So, and that's my personality, and I don't get accepted for that much. Like people hold that over my head a lot, and I'm very self-conscious of it when I go into environments. Am I being too kind? Am I being too friendly? Am I looking too much of a way? Like you think that people thinking that should I cover up?
You don't even put a sweater on.
You
like it's too much.
I'm very self-conscious.
It's my titties out.
Can I be me?
So it's really hard for
seriously.
me. It's really hard for me to go somewhere and be myself.
No, it's
literally because
crazy,
people despise me in so many ways because of it. And literally, I had this conversation with Amanda at least twice a week. At least twice a week since we've known each other. Because
and I tell her all the time, you have to be
yourself.
People are
on me like that.
Even
but coming here,
They love it.
They love it. Experienced it not once.
Why wouldn't you?
I have not experienced it not once. And before I came here and I was just thinking about it, people were telling me, oh, it's a lot of women over there. You're going to receive a lot of backlash. They not going to like you. Yep. They not going to like your body. They going to think that you over the top. They going to think that you think more of yourself that you are. They not going to be receptive to your personality. And I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to take that chance. I'm willing to...
What is he over here? What is he doing?
I don't know what he doing behind the camera, y'all. This nigga has a hard time.
He's so in the struggle. I keep looking over here like, poor Tyson, somebody help me. The thing's like...
You want to cut the camera? We can help you. We can help you.
Where the baby at? Get the baby here.
You hot? Oh, you hot now, nigga?
Turn the air.
You hot, nigga?
Okay, real quick, though, besides... That was something that distracted.
Who was that?
We all right.
I don't know.
Somebody got a client?
You got Tyson, is that your client?
Oh, for 8 o'clock. Okay,
but Tyson got a client.
Outside of that.
Man, look, we all right.
Who was that? What they doing? What y'all doing?
No, he got to shoot something else.
What?
Shoot.
Listen.
Is it different than my shoe?
Sister.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Anyway, outside of
Tyson,
that.
I don't like it. You mine. Tell them to go the fuck home. Who is it? We don't need no outs, no extras.
Tell her to listen.
We don't need no strays in here.
We on camera, y'all.
We are.
Keep that in there, because whoever that is needs to know.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Whoever his 8 o'clock client is, I'm sorry, guys. And this is one thing I want to touch on real quick, too. Everybody always think I'm the ratchet friend.
Oh, my God.
People always think. No, let's be clear.
No,
I want to clear something else. I want to clear something up on camera.
Okay.
People always think that I am the ratchet, ghetto, loud friend. Let's be clear.
If you are, though.
It is she.
She is going there. First of all, I'm not ghetto or ratchet.
It is her.
I mean,
I am the shy, timid one. Like, I do things that make sense.
She's more shy than me, I'll say.
I'm talking about in so many ways. Like,
unless you get some Remy in her system. When I Remy
even when I get the Remy in my system, I'm still more shy than her. Like, I'm funny and outgoing, but she is like the person at the party. She the hostess with the Moses. I'm like
hostess with the Moses.
So I am the most timid. When we out somewhere, if I get into a fight, it's because she gassed me. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to fight if we got there. I'm gonna nuck if I buck, but she made me.
Yeah, okay.
So at yesterday's, that was me? Wow. Okay, go ahead.
No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you, but it was going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
come on.
Look, this is the last question I'm asking.
You got more.
No, I don't. We go in there. Look, the last question I'm gonna ask is the underlying tones of hate between the trainers that can vibe from friendly competition. Now, I'll tell you this: there's only a handful of trainers who can go into a certain type of circle, a certain type of realm to go, okay, I know Amanda, I know Alisa is from a friendly perspective, but at the same time, I know on the opposite end, it's a lot of motherfuckers who are hating on my level. Now, I'll say this to say this. Before my dad even got in the fitness training realm, before y'all even came to this gym, it was a lot of people that I saw were hating on other individuals.
That's completely ridiculous. Like, it's absurd.
No,
that's even a thing.
I agree. I'm agreeing.
Yeah, no.
Let me say this last point.
I agree.
This is so important.
I agree.
Let me say this last point. It is what she just said. It is so absurd to me because I think about and this is no knock to her. I swear to God, I've been to her gym. I've been to everything that she's doing. LB's training. This is the thing that bothers me the most. Hear me. If I had Alisa, if I had Amanda, if I had any other black trainers that in that respective realm and go, you know what? We're gonna open a gym and we're gonna open this on our own and we all collectively gonna come together on a certain type of point. Why don't we come together as a collective besides fighting towards each other? That's what bothers me the most.
Okay, I'm gonna just touch base on a couple different things.
Outside of total circuit fitness, outside of family fitness, it has nothing to do with any of that.
You mean like all the gyms, all the trainers.
Correct.
Because let's just be realistic about it.
Y'all know it.
We'll be realistic about it. The competition is too thick. You know what I'm saying? The competition is too thick, and then you're asking people to actually say who they believe in. You know what I'm saying? When you give a person the opportunity to say who they really believe in and what they really believe in and what they really stand for, then that's putting them on the spot. And people don't like to be put on the spot, so they like to have the variety, the opportunities to be given a variety of where they can pick and choose and go and mix and mingle amongst the things. Because if you say you only have this one spot, so where all these people are there, and you have to have them choose what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, it might not go as planned. It might be a lot of clashing.
Right.
Who wants to clash? And everybody, there's so many different personalities, there's so many different beliefs, there's so many different things for everybody to be in one union. That's just asking, like, why is Kroger's, Myers, and Walmart not the same place?
I have to.
You know what I'm saying? You can't ask that.
Well, so here's the thing. I think that people's egos.
That's what I'm going.
Won't allow that to happen.
This is what I'm saying. I think it's definitely an ego-driven thing.
It's an ego thing.
It's definitely an ego-driven thing, but that's what I mean. When you get all those people in one environment, the competition is way too thick.
No, do you know how absurd it is to where Jay Build a Body has 5,000 followers. You have Darius Glover who has 4,000 or 5,000 followers. You have Alisa Fletcher who has whatever amount of followers.
65.
Hello. But
never mind, I just met my mark. I'm not tripping. It's not major. I'm not at 10 or nothing like that, but I got him.
But I got him.
It's not nothing major.
Correct. But rarely do I get on my podcast to talk my credit shit. But it's so minuscule to go. Why can't we all get our credit scores in order to go? We can go to a commercial building or we can go to a lending institution and go, okay, we're going to go to Fifth Third Bank and go, all right, we want a 3 or 4 floor bank or a 3 or 4 floor commercial building and go, all right, Amanda and Alisa is on this floor, Gaylon and Darius is on this floor, Jada Body and Darius or whoever is on this other floor, and we gonna keep. But you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think that would be a
variety.
This is my last point. I swear to God, this is my last point. This is my last point. I swear to y'all.
I like variety.
Y'all get my shit up. There's no way a white woman is taking any type of contribution from a black woman to go, all right, I know y'all body, I know what I can do with it, and I can.
Can I say something? Because I know where you're going.
Come on.
I'm gonna go ahead and
help me out.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut you off. I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna put this out there because I'm gonna say what I said, and I'm gonna leave it right there. Like when I say something, I'm gonna say it. What I'm gonna say is like LB's. No shade to LB, but this is why.
Shade.
No
shade.
No shade.
This is why I am a personal trainer. And I do not group instruct anymore.
Kill you.
My workouts are targeted to specifically satisfy your body and your body type.
Hello.
Period. If you go to LB Circuit Training, you are going to go to a group training atmosphere where everyone there is going to get the same workout. And all of the workouts might not be for everyone that's there, but since it's a group, everyone's doing it, and I'm not against that.
So what she's saying is
what
true.
I'm saying is what I like to do is personal, because I want all of my clients and the people that I am servicing to get individual work for works exactly for their body
and
type.
That's why, and
that's this work.
Come on,
that is for everyone. I want the results to matter to
that's
them.
My point. That's
your results and your goals.
And let me clean this up a little bit. So I get that, right? That makes complete sense. Complete sense. Sorry. But there is a market though for those people who do not prefer personal training.
Really?
Who prefer to go to a group setting, who prefer to pay. Let's be clear, let's be real. The difference is the price, right?
Really?
You can go to a place like that.
Results.
Both. But here's listen,
socialization. Do not forget the socialization.
That shit is misleading. That shit is misleading.
It is not misleading because I know people who have went there and have had was 300 pounds.
Can I have my moment?
And came down and they are 200 pounds.
Can I have my fucking moment?
They came down in a cardio standpoint. Let's talk about what they personally need for themselves because what they experience is what everybody experiences.
What I was gonna say
what
is
everybody got. I want what works for me.
But that's my point. Are you going for what?
Okay, it's you.
Shut up.
God damn it! I feel like I'm in between. You know. So what I was gonna say is the difference in the price and the results, and the results are driven by the price, right? So if you want maximum results, you are going to pay for a personal trainer. If you want maximum results, you're not going to go to a group fitness class. That's not going to take you to the next level. It will help you lose a couple pounds. You may tone up a little bit.
You're not you some type of discipline.
You're not going to build anything. Let's be clear. You're not going to necessarily get maximum results, like I said, but it will help you get a jump start. So no shade on those places. We have circuit classes here.
And like I said,
it's a different vibe.
There is no shade, but that is my reasoning.
She can't stop. She can't stop. Like, come on, Tyson, cut her off.
It's my reasoning for teaching person though, and not choosing
turn this shit off? Turn the mic off.
So many people message me all the time, like, when you gonna do group again, or are you gonna start a group class? No, I'm not, because I want the results that I want you to have to be for you and not just some random results. I want you to get
and that's real. Personal training will get you the results you're looking for.
Yeah.
It should.
It's going to personally be for you.
And that's why it costs a lot fucking more. You can't pay $5 to go and personal train. It's going to cost you at least $25.
Come on.
And, for me, $40. So.
The bag is there.
For me, $40 for an hour. All Get your bag up, sis.
Hey, listen. So,
right.
Hey, listen to me. So, I want to talk about relationships, men, and training.
I think
okay.
We need to pause.
I want to make sure. How has your past or current relationships altered your career in a good or bad way?
Mandy, you can go first.
Ooh, child.
No, we got both of y'all. It's two guests at this table.
So it's different for me. Like, I'm not gonna.
Don't get too lovey-dovey.
I'm not. No, I love my man. I love my man so much. No, anyway, so I ain't gonna do that.
Come on.
But so for my current, I'm not gonna really comment on my past relationship. Me and my ex have a understanding. I love him to death. He'll always, have a spot in my heart. We were married. We're divorced. So
I was gonna ask you, is the ex? Is your ex the father of your son?
We were married.
Okay.
Yep, that's
cool.
that.
Cool.
So, but I will comment on is my present. I feel like that's more appropriate. So, I think for me, she hated so much. Can I be in love? Oh my God!
I don't know if you're in this interview, but you're actually in here. Like,
okay, I'm here.
Are there hearts like over top of my head, like a heart? Like
I don't know. I'm not looking over your head.
Wow. Okay.
Wait.
No, but so for me, the fact that, my current boyfriend is into fitness, he works out daily just like I do, that helps strengthen our relationship.
Okay.
We understand each other in that way. We don't, sometimes we may like negatively influence each other.
That's all right.
As far as, let's do cheeseburgers for dinner, or let's go, let's drink a ton of shit tonight, that kind of thing. Yeah. But for the most part, we understand. And I think that's kind of important in a relationship. The two people don't necessarily have to have the same goals, but I think there's a level of understanding that's necessary, especially for somebody like myself or like Lisa who enjoy working out, who it literally is important to us to work out. We can never date somebody who doesn't understand that. We can never date somebody who is insecure about us being in the gym with other men. Because it's bound to happen. I'm going to train men. I'm going to work out around men. I'm gonna do it in my sports bra. We're gonna have to figure it out. That's one of the things that I do love about my boo. Sorry. She hate when I get all lovey-dovey.
I love her boo though.
Is the fact that he allows me to be myself in any situation. So I never have to hide who I am. I can be, if I'm if I had a few drinks and I want to be crazy and I'm twerking on the floor, he lets me be me. He don't judge. He not yanking me off the dance floor.
When she done, he be like, "Come on, babe, let's just go home." And I'll be looking like, her off the floor.
And like, and those are facts. Like sometimes, you know, we'll take it too far. We'll go over your mom and dad house and we'll be hanging out. And they've called him for me, like, can you come pick her up? Can you come pick her up? And he'll do it, you know, and he may be not necessarily like it then, but it's never a situation where I feel like I need to like explain myself or be anybody other than myself. And I love that about him.
Because the comfortability is there.
I love that he allows me to be me.
Alisa,
that's the best.
Do you want to comment on anything that's on this level?
Look at her.
The only thing that I'm gonna say as far as like love and fitness goes for me, like with fitness.
Oh, don't do that.
Y'all can't. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where to go with it because
come on.
When it comes to love and fitness for me, like I am on a platform to where like people watch what I have going on and people see what I'm doing, and it's very difficult. I'm single. She's not. So it's very difficult for me to find and be in a relationship with somebody who understands what I do and how I live, that I'm going to be around other men, I'm going to train other men, I'm not going to wear a lot of clothing, I'm not going to do this and that because it's just
that's
not how
brand.
my life.
It's my brand.
It's
your brand.
It's my brand and how I represent myself. I model, I act, I do fitness, I do so many things. Like I wear so many hats, and it's important for me to find a mate that's okay with that, who is not insecure, who does not have an issue with that, who's not worrying. I would ultimately like to date somebody who is an entrepreneur too, who understands like your dreams and how you get it and how you eat is so important. You know what I'm saying? I could be working all day. I could be working all night. Like I would prefer to find somebody. The worst thing to do
is to come home to like a bunch of questions.
Like who are you? What were you doing?
Time for that.
Who were you doing it with?
Question. Yeah. Did y'all see the B. Simone comment about the 9 to 5?
I did.
So,
I did.
Can I get your personal perspective on that?
My personal perspective on that is that I am not against a man that worked a 9 to 5. I think you get it. How you gonna get it? I worked a 9 to 5 before too. I started off working a 9 to 5.
I still work a 9 to 5.
So don't get me wrong. Like I'm not opposed to it, but I would like to. If I could find a man that worked a 9 to 5 who understood where my life is going, where my dreams are going, I would be okay with that. But my experience from that is I dated a guy who worked a 9 to 5 job. He not only worked a 9 to 5 job, but he had another job and I was telling him, like, this is my dreams and this is my goals and this is what I want to do. And he laughed at me.
Because a lot of people look at you as like a dreamer.
You don't want to work for real. You expecting some people to pay you based on what you say you can do or what you can offer them. Like, you don't want to work for real. You think that's a dream job. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped dating that individual because I feel like, how you not going to believe in me? This is my dreams and my goals. And to this day,
talk about
dreams and goals is being happening and being made. So what I'm saying is I'm not against a 9 to 5 worker, but I would like to date someone who does. Sound like your dad. Oh God, Gaylon Hughes Jr. I would like to date someone who has the mindset of she is going to get it and I'm going to get it too. Some days, like today, I had to train some people. I was supposed to be in a video shoot. I was supposed to come and do a podcast. I was supposed to work later. Like, my days are long. I work all the time. I'm doing photo shoots. I do stuff. If I can't have somebody who texts me and say, you know, I hope you're having a good day. Did your shoot go well? Did your time go somewhere? Did you train people good? And not saying like, was it dudes there?
Who was all there? What you have on?
Oh, what did you wear? Like,
I saw you in this picture.
I cannot do that. Sometimes I'll be nude. I'll be nude in a room full of 3 or 4 different people, whether it be men or women, and I'm doing some work. I'm doing a photo shoot or I'm doing a video shoot, and that's just my craft. And I'm not soliciting myself to be anything other than what I do, but I want somebody who's able to understand and to cheer me on. Like, I know that was hard for you. I know you have long days, but I'm proud that you are getting up every day and you're working towards what you want in life. To have somebody there ultimately to just cheer you on is the initial goal. You know what I'm saying? You might not always understand it because it's not what you do, but initially I just want you to be, supportive.
That support is
you know what I'm saying? Like, I might not always agree with what he may do, but I'm not going to sit there and question it. I'm going to say, well, why do you want to do this? And how is it benefiting you? And where is it taking you? And I'm going to cheer you on the whole way.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for companionship. Like, but you do need to work out.
I swear.
And that's on
God.
I promise. That's on Jesus.
That's
Timothy
on God,
Jones.
on Jesus Christ himself. And for about the 9 to 5 comment, Jesus Smith.
Period. And
for the 9 to 5 comment though, like I feel like I am definitely, that doesn't bother me. If you work a 9 to 5, as long as you are taking care of the household, taking care of your family, as long as you are a means of support.
We definitely doing a part 2 because this shit is.
Yeah, you got to be a means of support. It's important. It's important for me. For you to be the man of the house, whether you working a 9 to 5, you living your dreams. That's important to me.
No. Listen to me. The whole in 2020, the whole facade of you are the man of a house, that is out the window.
No, I need that.
No. Listen to me. It's a lot of
I'm
your
agree.
generation.
I'm agree to disagree.
I need that. I'm a strong. Listen. It's hard to date me because I'm a strong woman. I make my own money and I make a lot of it. Correct. But here's the thing: I don't judge my man based on how much he makes or does not make. I judge him based on how well he supports me and my household.
It's about your strong
it's important to me.
Of being a man.
How are you around the kids?
God, you definitely.
How are you
Jason,
around the children?
Bro. I promise you.
I'm sorry, Jason.
This is the thing.
I swear to God, I didn't.
No,
okay.
This is the thing. It's not about what you make.
Jason family.
It's not about what you do. It's about what you bring to the table in a supportive, positive way.
I think
you know what I mean. Don't get me wrong. You can't be broke,
and I don't even need to be taken care of financially.
But you need to make this household. I like to be led, but don't get me wrong. I'm a damn line leader. Yep. I'm a line leader, but I like to be. Because if you're not gonna do it, I will. Don't get me wrong, but I want this to be a constructive leading experience.
That's why I love my boo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to Melvin, my guy.
All right, I'm done. Let's be done.
What is left to come in 2020 from the both of you?
Oh my God, I have so many things in store for 2020.
What display them?
I got a sports bra line coming out right now.
Hello.
Also, I'm working on my resistance band line, whether it be the small resistance bands all the way to the large resistance bands.
Come on.
And I also have some more modeling and acting things coming into play with some different brands. So stay tuned for that. Super excited.
So for me, I have just recently started to brand myself, Amanda the trainer. So it's kind of new for me to really be in the limelight as a trainer.
Of course.
I'm such a granny. I've always worked a 9 to 5 and then trained on the side. So for me, within the next year, I'd like to see myself transition out of my 9 to 5.
Come on.
Continue to, elevate my brand itself.
Of course.
Get my clientele kind of where I need it to be to supplement my income, because this is where I really want to be. It's my passion to train. So, that's what's gonna happen. We'll see.
Okay, sounds good. Listen. Well, guys, this has been another episode of Talk That Talk podcast. If you are looking for personal and career development, you came to the right place. If you're looking for financial literacy, you came to the right place. And also, if you are looking for entrepreneurship, you definitely came to the right place. I am Gaylon Hughes Jr., and I'll see you guys next time. This is another episode of Talk That Talk podcast. And I have Alisa, Fletcher, and also Amanda. Excuse me, before I even say the name
Don't
wrong.
blow it.
Davis.
Amanda the trainer.
Excuse me. And guys,
Queen Body Fit is
in the building.
She can't
Amanda the trainer is in the building. And guys, I'll see you next time.
Peace.